Hello friends, it's Scott from Platte River Keto. If you're new to my channel, welcome. On my channel, you get to come along for the ride on my keto journey. Today is update day, and I am going to update you on all of my keto progress, how things have been going, and kind of share what I've got going on. But before I do that today, it is shameless plug day. I have an absolutely amazing daughter. She is my favorite daughter. She also happens to be my only daughter, but she's a wonderful, amazing 16-year-old who one of these days I might get her on one of these videos, but she's a little camera shy. But my daughter Emily is involved in FCCLA. And FCCLA, if you don't know what that is, I had to write it down so that I didn't forget, is Family Career Community Leaders of America. Some of you might know it with its former name, which was FHA, which was Future Homemakers of America. But it's an organization that helps kids out learning more about things that are in the Family Consumer Sciences department. As you guys may know, my wife is a Family Consumer Sciences teacher at our high school. It's actually taught my daughter in a couple of classes. Learning things like culinary things, cooking, sewing, and design. And my daughter's been involved in FCCLA, and my wife has started FCCLA up back at the high school. And this is the first year, and they've done amazingly well this year. My daughter did great at districts, had the opportunity to go to state, and she now has the opportunity to go to nationals at FCCLA. And most of you probably know, who follow along on my channel, you can see behind me here is the state of Nebraska, which is where we live. And nationals are in Orlando, Florida in July. And Emily has been doing an amazing job with her fashion design. She has created a really neat outfit. I'm going to try to make the thumbnail of today's video the really cool outfit that she created. Hopefully I can get it in a way that you guys can actually see it in that little thumbnail. But anyway, she's been doing some amazing things with fashion design, and again, has qualified for nationals, which is in July. And as you might guess, nationals is not cheap. And so we are raising funds, and this is an absolutely shameless plug for my amazing daughter. I will link in the description of this video. There is a link to a place where you can go. You can purchase things. You can purchase little knickknacks and items for your kitchen or your home. You can purchase foods, although none of them are going to be very keto. None of the foods available. You can also make a direct contribution, cash donation if you'd like to. Obviously, absolutely no pressure, but if you do have the extra discretionary funds to share a little something with my daughter and to help her on her way to FCCLA Nationals, I'd really appreciate it. If the only thing in your budget is good vibes, or maybe sharing that link with your friends, that's totally awesome too. But I wanted to share that with you guys because it's important to me. It's important to my daughter, and therefore it is important to me. And yeah, we actually have two people that we're raising funds for, because my daughter, of course, is going, but my wife is the advisor, and she's going, and we get to pay for both of those. The school for nationals doesn't really cover much of anything, so we're trying to raise as much funds as we can. But Emily is really excited for the opportunity to go to nationals. In addition to having the opportunity to compete, they have the opportunity to see some really cool stuff. They get to go to Disney World for a day, and I think Universal Studios. My daughter is really excited. She's never been to Disney ever, so she's really excited about that. But anyway, if you guys can give, like I said, if positive vibes is the only thing that's in your budget, we'll take those two. But anyway, thank you guys so much. So now, on to the update. I wanted to share with you how things have been going for me this week. It's been another great week, both from a nutrition perspective and from an exercise perspective. I think that I've been, I guess we'll call it, back on track here for at least 2 weeks now, probably 2.5 weeks, but I feel like I'm starting to see a little bit of the results as I kind of look at myself. I'm actually kind of starting to see that things are headed back in the right direction. I wish I could say my clothes are fitting amazing all of a sudden. They think they're getting a little better. But it's never quite as fast as I want it to be. But I do think things are moving, slowly in the positive direction. As I mentioned to you guys last week, I'm going to continue to focus on the process. So no scale for me. I made my solemn oath last week, and I'm going to continue to stick with that. No scale for me for at least the rest of the summer. Like I said, my birthday, maybe. I don't know why it would be a birthday present to myself to step on the scale. But that was the date I randomly picked. And that's in September. So we're at least going to go that far. And as we get closer to that date, we might even push it out. I know that as I do the right things, the scale will change, but I don't really care because I'm not really that concerned about my relationship with Earth's gravity, as I mentioned to you guys last week. I want to be able to fit into smaller clothes. I want to be able to, go out and do the things that I enjoy, such as hiking and hunting and spending time outdoors with my family and just living my life. So yeah, we're going to continue focusing on the process. But it's been a great week. Nutrition has been really good. Exercise has been going great. I'm really enjoying the weight training program that I'm doing. It's challenging, but I really like it. And I've been doing the hip PT program with my wife. As you guys know, she has some hip trouble. I don't really, but it's certainly not hurting my hips to do the program with her, so we're doing that together. And that has been going really, really well. So overall, just really pleased with my progress. Going to continue just keep on keeping on doing what I've been doing. And yeah, that's pretty much it. The only other thing I really wanted to share with you guys today is that my son graduated yesterday from Mid-Plains Community College here in North Platte, received his Associates of Science. He's really excited about that. And coming right up on Sunday, actually, which is Mother's Day. Happy Mother's Day to all the mothers out there. But on Sunday, there's high school graduation. And my wife, of course, is, I've mentioned to you guys already in this video, but certainly in videos before, my wife is a high school teacher. And one of the things that she does is if a student gives her an invite to the graduation party, which is a really big thing here in Nebraska, graduation parties are a really big thing. But we go to the party if she gets invited. So I'm going to be going to like 15 to 20 graduation parties this weekend. And one of the things that I had to think about beforehand is that there is not very much food for me at these parties. So we're just getting ready to head out here. It's the middle of the day, and I had a big lunch. I don't normally have a big lunch. I'm normally like a big dinner guy and have a smaller lunch. You guys know I kind of eat two meals a day, kind of between the noon and 6 window. But I had a big lunch because I want to be able to say no to the things that aren't part of my plan. And that, to me, is one of the biggest things that I can do, is to make sure that my nutritional needs are met. Got my exercise in this morning, so all that combination will allow me to be successful. I do have a couple of, not like in case of emergency things, but almost sort of like that. I have some keto brick, which is something that I enjoy, that I'm going to probably take along with me today just in case I need it. And so, yeah, but trying to be prepared. And that's one of the things, I don't want to go on a big, long spiel about this. I've talked to you guys about this before. But one of the biggest things that you can do if you're, really focusing on your nutrition and you're going to be in a place where the nutrition options are not great is to just be prepared beforehand. Eat beforehand, maybe. Or just think about it beforehand. Think about what your decision is going to be. And maybe the decision for you is going to be that today is a day where you indulge in things that you don't normally indulge in. I know that doesn't work very well for me most of the time, and that's not what I'm doing today. But the biggest thing that I could share with you guys, and the biggest takeaway from this would be to prepare ahead of time so that you don't just go to the graduation parties, in my case, without having thought about what you're going to do from a nutrition perspective, and then you're greeted by cookies, cakes, pies, punch, and you're like, I don't know what I'm going to do. And then in the moment, we often make decisions that we wish we wouldn't have. So, whereas if you think about it ahead of time, you can either say, yeah, maybe I'm going to allow myself one of these homemade cookies that really look great, and or like me, maybe you're going to say, I'm going to eat, big beforehand, and I find that occasionally I find something that I can indulge in, and it's not really an indulgence, it's nothing off the keto plan, but I'll find places that have pulled pork, and I can just take the pork by itself if I'm feeling hungry. I'll have places where I can nurse a zero sugar soda, which is not the number one option. I'm trying to actually get away from drinking those, but it's a way I can kind of be a part of things. I can just get a glass of water. And then, like I said, a lot of places I just don't eat. So, yeah, but that's what's going on with me. Again, things are going really well. I'm in a really good groove. I'm excited about that. We're like 35 days away from the low-carb cruise. Looking forward to that. I am an anxious person by nature, so there's a part of me that's nervous about doing something I've never done. And I shouldn't say I've never cruised. My wife and I, for our first anniversary, would have been 20 years ago, went on a cruise in the Caribbean. But haven't been cruising in 20 years and have never been to Alaska. So I'm really excited for the opportunity. I'm really excited to meet a bunch of my keto friends in person. I'm excited to introduce some of those people to my wife. Excited to hang out with some good friends of ours. Chris and Miriam Bear from Keto Chow are going to be there, and they've become really, really good friends of ours over the last few years. So I'm going to have some good friends there for sure. Excited for my hug from Rachel from Two Crazy Ketos, and if it's not too awkward, I'll get one from Joe too. But excited to introduce some of those people to my wife, but also a little bit anxious. I just am that person by nature. If I haven't done something before, I struggle a little bit with anxiety, but we're going to get through it. And if I plan enough, maybe things will go okay. If you haven't gathered, guys, I'm a real plan person. So, but anyway, that's it for this week. Again, I'm going to put the link to, if you want to donate to my daughter's cause for FCCLA Nationals, that would be awesome. Hope you guys have had an amazing week. Thank you as always for being part of my journey. Day by day, keep calling keto on, my friends. We'll talk to you again soon.